Let's dig into some stories. The backstory, of course, on Donald Trump's Obama wiretapped me thing is that Donald Trump sent a series of tweets several weeks ago saying that President Obama had had his wires tapped in Trump Tower, blah, 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 blah. Increasingly, we know that this isn't true. And Sean Spicer argued within a 48-hour period late last week that both Donald Trump didn't literally mean wiretapped and that Donald Trump stands by the tweets, despite there being no evidence to suggest that he was right, that Obama wiretapped him. A review has now been done of Justice Department documents regarding the allegations, and the Republican House Intelligence Committee Chairman, Devin Nunes, has confirmed that there exists no evidence that Trump Tower was wiretapped, never mind by President Obama or someone acting under Obama's instruction. Republicans and Democrats have both said we've seen nothing from the intelligence agencies suggesting that Trump Tower was wiretapped. Just before today's show, I was listening to head of the NSA, Mike Rogers, and FBI Director James Comey saying we have no evidence that would indicate that Trump Tower was wiretapped. And Donald Trump, bizarrely just refusing to admit that he's wrong, keeps making these strange allusions to future information that will come out. Here's a short clip from his interview on Fox News with Tucker Carlson a few days ago.
But we will be submitting certain things, and I will be perhaps speaking about this next week. But it's right now before the committee, and I think I want to leave it there. I have a lot of confidence in the committee.
Why not wait to tweet about it until you can prove it? Don't you devalue your words when you can't provide evidence?
Because the New York Times wrote about it. You know, not that I respect the New York Times. I call it the failing New York Times. But they did write on January 20th using the word wiretap.
So can we trust the New York Times or not? I guess only when you agree with it. And then Donald Trump predicted the following.
But wiretap covers a lot of different things. I think you're going to find some very interesting items coming to the forefront over the next 2 weeks.
Right. Well, here's what no one is talking about. Fiscal conservatives should be furious about this. They are cheerleading the cutting off of tiny spending on social programs in Trump's budget that are actually useful to many people, but they're silent about the taxpayer money that's going into investigations and panels and hearings of bogus allegations that the president makes on Twitter. It's not really fiscally conservative, is it?
No, not at all. I mean, you should at least have some sort of basis for your investigation. It seemed like when he released those series of tweets that he was privy to something going on, or maybe someone in the intelligence community said that maybe your wires were tapped by President Obama.
You would hope.
You would hope. I guess it was just based off an article that was 6 weeks old at the time.
Yes. And also, if you actually looked at the different articles that could have been the catalyst for Trump's tweet, there was like a Breitbart article, which cited another article, which was anonymously sourced. And of course, Donald Trump is against the anonymous sourcing of articles in media, as he infamously now said at his CPAC speech. Now that it's abundantly clear that the entire Obama wiretapped me thing is without evidence, can we get back to the corruption and the Russian connections, the disastrous budget, the conflicts of interest, the newly blocked second travel ban, the disastrous American Health Care Act? I checked foxnews.com. No report about the fact that intelligence agencies are saying, yeah, there's no evidence for this. I checked Breitbart.com when this broke. No report about the fact that intelligence agencies are saying there's absolutely nothing at all to support Donald Trump's allegation. The Trumpists may never learn that this was a completely without evidence allegation because the right-wing propaganda news websites aren't mentioning that intelligence agencies are saying there's nothing to believe here.
But I guess in that case, Trump succeeds because that's the whole reason why he made up this controversy, was to, in part, distract from the Russia story, to go on offense.
At this point, I don't even know. There's so many scandals. It's not clear what is meant to distract from which other disastrous thing that's going on. And this is having an impact on Trump's approval rating. I want to talk about that next.